Hello there. I did a video some months ago now on anti-racism versus not racism. And a lot of you have watched it, and I will put a link in the description so that you can watch it again, and those of you who haven't seen it can watch it for the first time. I had hoped that when I made that video, people would realize that this anti-incivility approach applied to everything. But I feel like I need to say it more explicitly now. The approach of anti-racism is the same approach we should take to ableism and homophobia and transphobia and anti-Semitism and islamophobia and misogyny. Don't we love the idea of progress? Don't we love the idea that society has come so far? Anytime you have a discussion about the disproportionality of mistreatment in the world, somebody will say to you, some idiot will say to you, well, it's so much better than it was in the 1800s or the 1700s or the 1900s, or they'll say 50 years ago there was a law against X. As if somehow that's an achievement. The world is not a meritocracy. It is not a place of equality. If you are shocked by the activities at Clapham Common, you have not been paying attention. It has never been a protective factor to call something a vigil and not a protest. Men, we have to be better than this. It is not enough for you to be crushed or upset or sympathetic as an individual act of physical or discursive violence against a woman. It is not enough. Men, it is not appropriate because of a personal discomfort around the labeling of men as predators to suggest that not all men do X or Y. The evidence for a fair world is so remarkable by its absence that it is shocking to me. That people can be fooled to thinking that a woman, a black person, a minority of any description in this society would not feel immediately and automatically threatened by their opposite. Men, what are you going to do about it? What are we going to do about it? I have taken to the idea of a simple declaration and living with the implications of that declaration. And I don't think we do. The not all men phenomena is part of that. We think that we're not responsible for violence against women if we've never raised a hand to one. And yet all it takes is a tiny analysis of the way we talk. That's why I love the term discursive violence. The idea that violence isn't always physical. That sometimes it's the way we use words or the words that we use towards another person that are truly the weapon. There are studies being done right now in independent schools that are showing that shocking numbers of girls in those schools have heard incredible numbers of their boy classmates telling jokes about rape. What do you stand for? And are you willing to be held accountable to that? I've been telling groups of people for a long time that if racism is here, you have to build a fence between you and it, and you have to be over here. Racism is here, here's the fence, and I am here. But I'm not just here hoping, wishing that racism will go away, and somebody will do something to make it magically disappear. The same true with any incivility. Misogyny is here, build the fence, I'm over here fighting against this. Tell people that's what you stand for. Ask them to hold you to account to that standard. Ask them to notice and tell you when you use that language that undermines that statement of principle. And then think about the people that you have around you, because they say something about you too. And if you have people around you that are uncivil to women, and yet somehow magically shocked when a woman is again murdered by a man, you have to tell them that everything is connected. Gordon Allport, a psychologist from, I can't remember when, but World War II era, did research, a German psychologist, did research into what he called his antilocution scale, the idea that antilocution, lovely old word for bad-mouthing, led to this escalator of violence, first discursive and then actual, all the way through to extermination. We contribute. All of us men who are not all men, all of us men who pretend to be shocked at a single act of brutality against a woman, whilst ourselves murmuring that same kind of violence in words. It's not enough to be surprised by the depravity in the world, by the injustice that we see. At some point, we have to decide what we stand for, hold ourselves to account, demand others do the same. Nothing will change. Nothing will change unless we do this. Decide what you stand for. Hold yourself to account, or nothing will change.